Hi and welcome. I am April Payne with April Miller Coaching, and I help others such as yourself with having a healthy lifestyle and leaving a positive legacy. I provide motivation, inspiration, and accountability groups to help reach your goals. Today, I will be discussing a kind of a complicated topic, and that is about the word fat. And the reason why it is so complicated is due to all the confusing information that everyone has heard over the years. I mean, do we eat fat? Do we avoid it? Who knows nowadays, right? Things have changed so much. So here's a little bit of background as far as fat goes. So in the 80s and 90s, the hot topic was fat. The message was to let everyone know to eat less fat. So what happened when that occurred is that nuts were lumped into the same category as cheeses. Fat was fat, and we needed to avoid it no matter what. I got caught up in this as well, as most people. I would avoid cheese and nuts like the plague. If a food had more than like 2 grams of fat, I wouldn't eat it because it was bad, right? But unfortunately, the consequences that came about were, as we ate less fat, we began to eat more carbs, and this was me. And with more carbs came the weight gains, because it wasn't the good carbs we were eating, like brown rice and whole wheat pasta. Instead, we were making up having less fat by eating white bread and rice and that kind of thing. I remember back then too that the margarine replaced butter. And now that we know the lowdown on margarine, I think most of us now kind of shudder at the fact that back then we actually ate margarine rather than butter, right? I mean, butter is obviously the healthier option. So in the present, fat has again become complicated again. It's being told to us that saturated fat may not be so bad for us after all. I mean, there are fad diets right now that are telling us to eat tons of fat, no matter what kind of fat it is. However, what wasn't taken into consideration was the fact that when we replace the saturated fats with refined carbs and added sugars, it's nutritional wash. I mean, it's all bad. So, however, when you swap in unsaturated fats like fish, nuts, olive oil, or healthy carbs such as grains and legumes and produce for saturated fats, it does protect your heart. So you have to do that swap. So now what? So you're probably thinking, okay, so now what, April? I know the background. I understand the present. So then what do I do? I'm still so confused. And I totally get it. So here's the 411 on what to do. Try these tips for a more balanced and healthy lifestyle. So the first tip is to avoid trans fat. If there is such thing as bad fat, this is it. Trans fat actually raises our LDL cholesterol and lowers our HDL, or our good cholesterol. In fact, in 2015, the FDA removed partially hydrogenated oils from the list of ingredients that were recognized as safe, and they gave food manufacturers and restaurants 3 years to phase them out of their food. A lot of them have done this already, but everyone is expected to complete this by 2018. So in the meantime, avoid that trans fat. Tip 2, eat more unsaturated fats. Avocados, nuts, olive oil, fatty fish. Those should be in your regular diet on a daily basis. The dietary guidelines don't put limits on these. However, watch the calories. 100 calories a day with unsaturated fats is kind of a general rule for your daily intake. And tip 3 is to follow a whole foods plant-based diet instead of trying to cut saturated fat. You should make those whole grains, beans, the fruit and vegetables, the target and emphasis of your meals. If you need help with ideas on meals using whole foods, I have a link to my recipe link down below. Or if you would like to try clean eating out and take my 7-day challenge, I also have a link down below to help you get back on track with food. So I'm here to help, and I'm signing off, and see you next time. Bye.